First of all, I'd like to thank CTEC for getting me here, and nice to meet you all. I'm Clement. So for those who have seen me before, here I am again. So today, basically, I will be sharing more towards e-commerce content management. So before I start getting into content management, I'd like to also brief or let everyone know an overview that I'll be sharing. So first of all, I'll do some self-introduction. Then I'll talk about e-commerce expectations. So e-commerce expectation could be coming from the buyer or the seller. So as a seller, what do you expect when you want to run an e-commerce business? Or as a buyer, when you want to buy something from an e-commerce store, what do they actually expect? Right? And also some key features of e-commerce. When we talk about e-commerce, what do we need and so on. Followed by content management. Right? So without further delay, this is me back then. So right now it's a bit fatter. So I'm actually operation manager for EasyParcel, and I'm actually helping Easystore as well right now. And 29 this year. My first attempt in e-commerce was back to 2009, and eventually it failed that time. I failed badly that time because I have ready stores. I spent quite a lot of money to do e-commerce, but I have a main problem is delivery issues at that time back then. So right now there's a lot of courier services. So I think this is a very good time to get your business online right now. And then I ventured again into e-commerce back in 2011 when I joined EasyParcel. So from there I can see that actually there's a lot of things to learn in e-commerce. And then until today, I'm actually running multiple e-commerce websites. Okay, so about expectation, we will talk about buyer first. So as a buyer, they want to purchase something online. So when they want to purchase something online, the conventional way they will ask you to PM them, WhatsApp you, things like that. But do take in mind when we talk about e-commerce, it is something like when you guys sit here, your website is still generating money for you. You don't have to PM, you don't have to reply to WhatsApp and so on. It has to be automated, right? So as a buyer, they need something that is easy to access, something they want to know, they can just click, then they can know. It's not like, I want to know about this product, but I have to wait for a seller to send me more pictures or tell me what is it about and so on, right? Then something that is easy to find. When it comes to your website, you want to type something, or you can easily be found in Google or etc. This is one of it. And then the complete information, like what I said, buyers, they don't want to PM you and then WhatsApp you, ask you for more images of different angles, or maybe more about this product, what does it do? Because it looks cool, but they don't know what is it, so they want to know more. So you have to tell them all those things, and then also give them something they can imagine. Because we are selling things online, which means that they cannot touch the thing. So your images, your content, your descriptions have to be something that can make them imagine. Right? If you're able to do that part, you can sell easily online. Right? Then, of course, payment-wise, I think 2 or 3 years back when I started e-commerce, I still receive things like, will you scam me? Is this a scam? Things like that. So they are not quite ready for that, but until today, I believe they are easily, you can purchase GSC movie tickets online, you can purchase almost anything online. So as for buyers' perspective, they are quite ready for e-commerce right now compared to 3 years back. So of course you have to provide them a secure payment. So if me myself right now want to buy something, if that particular order goes through a payment gateway, I will feel secure, because if anything happens, I just report, I get back my money. Alright? So if the payment is manually banked into that seller's bank account without going through any secure payment gateway, probably I will think twice, depending on the worth of product. If it's 10 ringgit, 50 ringgit, I'm fine. But if you're talking about 2,000, 3,000, or maybe a few hundred ringgits, then probably I will think twice. See, should I just buy from other people or not? Because it's not secure, right? Then of course, buyers, they always want fast delivery, right? As for sellers, we need something easy to set up, because previously back in 2011, there's not much of e-commerce platforms, to be honest. So you have to get a web developer, or you have to code yourself, you have to design yourself. So majority of the time, the e-commerce seller usually do is they spend 80% of their time designing their websites, uploading products, instead of doing marketing and getting sales. So until today, we have a lot of providers as well. So you can easily upload a product, drag and drop the design, upload the photo cover, then voila, your website is ready to sell. Right? So we also need something easy to use, then a presentable website, of course. And then the most important part are the inventory management, because you need to know what is your SKU, you need to know what is the stock quantity when it goes low and so on. Then it has to be automatically, when it's out of stock, it will show out of stock, so that you won't keep receiving orders for products that is already obsolete. Okay? Then we also need to have easy product management, right? And order management, which means when you receive order, how easy it is for you to track the payment, whether it's paid or it is not, or payment from where, which order, what are the things that the buyer purchase, where should I ship, all these kind of details, right? And then also more integrations and automations. Integration and automations is depending on providers or your own websites, plugins, and so on. So automations can be things like automate getting you sales or recover your sales when you have a lost customer or a drop-off customer. Integrations can be things like integrate with EasyParcel or etc. to smoothen your process flow, fasten up the process flow, and so on, and get things done automatically. So these are the e-commerce expectation from both buyers and sellers. So today, basically, I will talk more or share more about seller part. So until here, any questions? No? Alright. So by the way, if you guys have any questions regarding e-commerce or marketing, you can ask me, because originally I'm actually from a marketing background. Alright. So next will be core features. The core features for an e-commerce store is pretty simple. You just need a website and a domain. Right? Why not just website? Because domain is your own branding. Right? You can have the whole Facebook content, but you don't have Facebook.com this domain. It's still worth nothing. Comparing to you don't have anything, then you have a Facebook.com domain, then you worth a lot. So domain is a branding. So when you want to move from one provider to the next provider, or when a business expands, you want to change platforms and so on, the domain will follow you, right? So people will remember you from domains. Okay? So you need to have a shopping cart, not just an online catalog. I see a lot of people actually uploading using blogspots to sell things. It still sells, I mean, it still can sell, but eventually you guys lost a lot of opportunities because everything has to be so manual. And some people, they actually, the latest trend right now I see is in Facebook groups like Yuren Tian Tang and so on. You guys posted all the pictures, then people start PM, then you PM one by one. So I've tried that myself. Eventually I got over 70 PMs overnight. But out of that 70, actually one convert to me, which means really buy from you. So in my opinion, reason why they drop off or they cool down, because when they see the picture, they want to buy. When they want to buy, they ask you to PM. So they have to wait until you online, you saw that comment, then you PM them. Then you have to wait until they are online. Then they say, ask about the products and so on. Then you answer them again. Then have to wait. Then they tell you, okay, I want to buy. Give me your bank account number. Then you have to wait until you online again, probably already 2 days or 3 days later, or maybe a few hours later. So you tell them, this is my bank account. After you bank in, you let me know, I will check whether the payment has succeeded or not. So you see there's a long period of time actually wasted there. So this period of time, you're actually giving a lot of chances for them to drop off. Drop off as in they suddenly change their mind, they don't want to buy, or they want to buy from anyone else aside from you, because they can't wait for you to online and tell her or him your bank account details. So e-commerce store with a shopping cart is very important, because when they want to buy that time, you capture that moment, then they can just make payment, at least make payment first. Right, make payment to secure the order. right? Shopping carts is important. Then secure payment gateway to give them a peace of mind. Let them know that payment is gone through a provider, not directly to me. So anything wrong, you can just pay back your money by scanning or anything. Right? Then last will be delivery solutions. These are the few core features. Alright, so right now I will strip down into key features. Like what I mentioned before, an e-commerce store, you should have things like inventory management, definitely, product management. Then after you have these two, we talk about marketing tools, and then we talk about selling tools. And then once you have all this running, you will start having orders. So by then, you will need order management. Right? But today I will talk purely on product management. So on product management, there's a lot of things. In the product management, we talk about title, description, images, variation. I will go through one by one later on, and we'll let you guys know why it is important. Right? To sell to sell something online, it's not like just upload a product, any product, or snap a product then you sell. You can still sell, but hardly can sell. Right? So as a title, first of all, your title has to be specific to that product. Or yes, you have to include the brand and the model, because when people want to buy something, if they search Google, they will search based on what they want to buy. Or when they see something, for example, this phone, there's a lot of things in the name you can actually call this phone. You can call it an iPhone 6, you can call it an Apple iPhone 6. Some people call it a black iPhone, some people call it smartphones. So you have to be specific on what you're selling. If you're selling a Sony Bravia TV, you have to include, or you're selling a Samsung TV, you have to include the series, the inches, because people can know directly what you are selling, what this product is. And people will not just buy, will not search, I want to buy a TV. When someone wants to buy a TV, they roughly they have an idea. I want to buy 46-inch TV or 50-inch TV. Instead, I want to buy a TV. Or someone that is more precise, they have made a research, they will say that I want to buy a Sony Bravia 46-inch CDs, which series and so on. They'll have all this. So you have to have all this ready for them to capture them into your website or for them to make an order. For example, if you want to buy a TV, then you show me a TV, but I don't know how many inch it is, but there's a price. I wouldn't buy, because after when I buy, probably come out 40 inch only, right? So you have to include all this on the title. After title is descriptions. So descriptions, a lot of people are too lazy to do descriptions. Just title, image, price, that's it. So description is the most important thing. Why? Because title, there's always a limitations of how many words you can put. Right? Descriptions is additional details, specifications of that particular product or your services. For example, if you're doing travel, you can put like what are the procedures, what are the documentations needed, and so on. So depending on your business model. And then you can also add call to actions. You can create urgencies, like last 10 units, or etc. You can tell stories, you can create needs in your product descriptions. So product descriptions is something I'll say very important. So as an e-commerce user, although after this you will feel like, wow, there's so many things to upload, to do, to start e-commerce, but I can tell you this is only one time. You do this right one time, you will have consistent sales. Alright? So after this product management, we go to images. So images, like I said, is the main thing unless your product is very unique. Right? If your products, no one have it, you only have it, you brand it well, then no image, you still can sell. But if your product is competitive, anyone else can actually have that product, then the image is very important. Because image are the things that will make them imagine how the product is when it is on their hand. Right? So picture tells 1,000 words. For example, comparison of these two images. So you can see that actually both is the same thing. It's the same casing, right? The same casing, but if I were to put the image on the right and selling you at 100 ringgit or 50 ringgit, probably you don't even bother to buy. But if the product on the left image, I sell you at the same price, probably you might convert. So it all depends on images, right? That's why images have to be something you should invest in, right? Design or photographies, etc. So this is the images part. Product A, color grade. product B color green, and so on. So there's actually a debate, but it all depends on your e-commerce store. If your e-commerce store structured out well, categorized well, and you have a lot of products, I'll recommend you to just target one, you just do one product with multiple variations. But if you're selling like a few niche products, right, then let's say you sell 2-3 models, and 2-3 models only have individual, every models have 3 colors. So you can't be like whole e-commerce website having 3 products only. So for that case, I recommend you to split it up so you, at least people can see something wow, have a lot of things, a lot of colors, a lot of things that you can actually look about. Reason why is because you want to capture the user or the buyer on your website for a longer period of time. If that particular user came in and they bounce means they leave the website within 1 minute, 2 minutes, then you lost the opportunity to capture them. If they're able to browse this, browse that, browse here and there, there are higher chance for them to convert in your website. So if you have a lot of products, you can go with this. Otherwise, separate out the colors. Alright? Then pricing. Okay, this is a major issue. When we talk about pricing, people will ask, what price should I put? Should I compete the price with my competitor? Or should I do a lot of promotions or discounts so that people will buy from me? So I actually made a case study for my own business because back then someone asked me, does e-commerce really work? So I choose a very, very competitive business model, which is selling casing. So casing, everyone is selling. Pasar malam, online, offline, everyone is selling. And I'm selling casing, and I'm trying to make myself saying that I will not go into price war. Just sell, target the right audience, and I just want to sell the price I want. So turn out it actually worked. So which means that price war, it doesn't really benefit you. It only benefits the buyer. Right? It doesn't benefit you nor your competitor as well. So I have my competitors selling at a cheaper price. After I'm running the ads for quite some time, I noticed that they actually increase their price to match my price of the same particular products. So eventually price war is not the main thing. Secondly, talking about price, just a suggestion, depending on one business model, majority of the business model, I recommend you guys to have at least 40% margin. Means from your cost price, you can sell additional 40% margin. But if you're selling laptops, kind of thing, those high value products, of course, we're not talking about 40%. But anything below 100, 200, I'll suggest 40% margin. Reason why is because you need to have that additional margin to cover your overhead, if you have additional staff working with you. You also need to do marketing, promotion, seasonal discounts. So you need to have a lot of things. If you are making margin for like 10, and don't forget you are also absorbing the payment gateway charges as well. So if you are like having 10% margin, after 4% of payment gateway, you have 6%, then you want to do discount, you want to do marketing, hardly can be done, right? Unless you hit at loss or break even. So promotion and discount, when should you actually have it with this? Right, a lot of people are asking me, should I join deal sites? Yeah, you should join deal sites if you are new. Right? Or reason why is because deal sites, they have a huge database. But joining deal sites is not something you should focus. It's just your first step. When you join the deal sites, first time they will have 40 to 50% cut. Right? Usually, or maybe 30%. Then your selling price is 100 ringgit, you have to sell it like 50 ringgit or 60 ringgit. On top of that, you give them another 40 to 30% or 50% cut. So which means basically you will earn when you join the deal sites. And why I said yes, you have to join? Because you have to gain exposure. Deal sites, they have, for example, Groupon, they have over million subscribers in their newsletters. So if you're able to join into Groupon, and then just make sure your products, your brand presented well in their site, eventually you get people to know you. So eventually you cut short your business progress, your business growth from maybe 3 months to 1 week. right? Maybe to capture, to reach so many people, you need to take 3 months. But just because you join Groupons or any deal sites, it actually helps you to get more customers. But of course, I noticed because previously from before EasyParcel, before Easystore, I'm actually working in offline media projects under EasyParcel. So we have billboards, we have magazines, so we target those restaurants and so on. So a lot of restaurants turn out to close down after 1 to 2 years because they depend too much on new sites. So reason why is because they tell us when I don't do any deals, I basically don't have any customers. So why? Because they already educate their customers or their walk-in people that I'm always doing deals, right? 50% discounts. After this deal, we wait additional 2 weeks, another deal is coming out again. Because they fall into the trap that I have a lot of sales, I have a lot of walk-ins, but don't forget, you're cutting off a lot of margin from them. So at the end of the day, when they stop doing any deals, there's totally no one coming in because everyone is waiting for their next deal. So they have to depend on a deal site for their business to survive. So that this site can come to you one day, right now I want to take 80% margin because they don't like the whole market. So they want to increase to 80% and you will do if you depend on them. Alright, so this is one of the tips. Right? Additionally, after you have done your websites, your e-commerce store, another good thing is you can actually leverage the marketplaces. Alright? Marketplaces is one of the good things that you should not leverage as well because they are bringing a lot of traffic to their websites as well. Every single day they do promotions on behalf, they absorb additional discounts or promotions, they absorb it on behalf of users to promote products. So main focus, I'll say, just come back to your own e-commerce store. Alright. Then we talk about shipping policy. In every product page or every purchase order, make sure that you set the expectation right. Because for my business model, basically, I don't carry any ready stocks. Alright, I tell my customers delivery will be made from 7 to 14 days. I pre-orders. Alright, pre-orders. So pre-orders, you ask me, does it work? Yes, it works. Depending on how you educate the customers. Although, like I said, customers will say, I want 3 days delivery, I want 3 hours delivery. I hope that I purchase ready tomorrow, I'll come. Why they have this expectation? Because we don't tell them upfront how long this order will take. So by normal trend, they expect tomorrow. So for my case, I upfront tell them that clearly state in the product description, this order will take 7 to 14 days because it's a pre-order basis. So far, I don't have any problems with this. The customers ask for refund because it's too long, right? So you have to set the expectation right, and this also protects yourself. Otherwise, you will see your Facebook being spammed by your customers, late delivery, bad service, things like that. Right? We have because in EasyParcel we do a lot of we deal with a lot of merchants selling products online. And some of the merchants actually commit to their customers. If you don't get the stocks tomorrow, I do a full refund for you. So end up suddenly EasyParcel down, or maybe that particular courier service rider accident, or there's also one case recently, the whole courier truck was stolen. Seriously, right? So not to mention the name, but the whole courier truck was stolen. So a lot of things can happen if you commit to your customers, then you have to refund. So you have to set the expectation right, then give yourself a buffer because you might not know what will happen next week. Suddenly KL Grand Prix, and then they close the road, then your shipment got delayed. So these are the things that I mentioned. You have to set the expectation right for your customers. Then return and refund policies. A lot of websites, they don't have this, but it's still okay. But I recommend you guys to have this. Why? Because it helps you to increase sales. Right? I've compared without this and with this for my own site. Eventually, I get additional 30 to 40% sales over 1 month period of time. So with this, they know that okay, I have a peace of mind. saying that if anything goes wrong, I can still get back a full refund, I can still return to you, and so on. So when you have this, although it's like not really protecting us now, because we're telling them you can give back to me. But I can tell you, out of 50 orders, probably you receive 1, 2, or probably none of refund orders. But this can help you to generate additional 10 to 20 orders from every 50 orders, just because you provide this peace of mind to your customers. So these are a few things that you should actually consider when you start an e-commerce store, right? Then next will be reviews and comments. Okay, reviews and comments to me is a social proof. Right? I learned this when I run Facebook ads for EasyParcel. I have the same exact ads, alright, same pictures, same catchy tag lines and so on. And one I actually boosted social proof to like 20,000 likes, few hundred, 700 comments, 300 shares. Another one just normal, just did it like 50 likes, 0 comments, 0 shares. And then eventually that one with the higher social proof converts 90% more than the other one, right? 90%. Reason why is because psychologically, more the psychology marketing, people will tend to convert when they see a lot of people review, comment, follow, likes, share, or etc. So when you build this social proof, for those who have came to my session before, I actually tell you guys to gather, even if it is your friend, because if you're starting a business, a Facebook or e-commerce, fan page or e-commerce store, first thing you should approach is your friends. Alright? You're not selling insurance, alright? You're not selling insurance. Don't feel shy to ask your friend, hey, drop a comment, hey, drop a review for my fan page or my products, etc. Why? Because when you have like 10, 20 reviews, good reviews because it helps you to increase sales a lot, right? A lot. Okay? Asking back yourself, same products, same image, same price, 1 shares, one got 1,000, 20,000 people talking about it, then all good reviews, you will buy from the good one, right? So this is more the psychology, and it works pretty well, 90%. Okay. So up until here, any other comments before I continue? Yeah.
Payment gateway.
Okay.
Currently I'm using PayPal. This IPA, MOL and all that.
Okay.
What's the difference between PayPal and local?
Okay, for his question is what's the difference between PayPal and the local payment gateway providers. So if you ask me, PayPal is for international basically, or it's for credit card purpose mainly, but their charges is extremely high, around 4% plus 2 ringgit for each transaction, unless you hit like monthly 12,000 or etc. Then they lower it down to 3.8, 3.6 for you, 3.4, depending on the monthly revenue. But for local one, basically, as far as I know, local providers, they are actually providing free interbank, they call it FBX transfer, which means local banks to local banks. So majority of the e-commerce startup, what they do is because local one, if you want to accept credit cards and debit cards, you have to pay additional 900, a few hundreds, 300, 400 to 900 yearly, just to activate that features, because the bank actually charge them, right? So, okay, so for starters, usually I recommend you use PayPal first, right? Use PayPal for debit and credit card channel, then followed by normal online transfers. You use like MoPay, iPay, or EGHL, those providers. Until certain part when you are quite when you are quite consistent with your sales, you know that majority of my customers is actually converts more through MoPay or iPay. Then you can close down the PayPal, then get a debit or credit card channel from your providers. Because as far as I can see from my track record, PayPal and normal providers, they are actually having 50% shares, which means out of 100 orders, 50 will go for PayPal, 50 will go for MoPay. But I also received questions like, people ask me, I click credit card, then it pops PayPal, because when you start an e-commerce business and you have to pay 900 upfront before you even make any sales, it will be a very huge, a very pain burden for you, right? So this is what, so this is my advice for payment gateways. Yeah.
So the is saying that you know, they go PayPal always reject credit card versus IP.
Okay, basically, his question is, does it, because he received people saying that if I make payments through PayPal, I always get rejected or drop off. So far for my case, in 3 months' time, I make over more than 600 orders, and none of them was because, I think 600 orders, I think got 1 or 2 cases that the card was rejected by PayPal. Probably due to their card restrictions, that maybe the card, the additional security or etc., but it's a very, very low percentage. Higher percentage is you will receive comments saying that, hey, I purchased something and then they charge me additional $1 or 4 ringgit 50 cents. PayPal charge additional. So why is it like that? That is because that particular card was first time exists in PayPal database, which means this is the first time this card they use on the PayPal database. So PayPal will verify the card, they will charge $1. But that $1 will be refunded to them in 2 to 3 days time. So this you can tell your customers when you guys receive this inquiries. Anything else? Right, if no, the next part will be a bonus. Not really product management. Content management. Do we still have time? Yes? Okay, great. Because this will be quite short. It's a little bit growth hacking for your e-commerce. Right, so first of all, on top of all those things, we need to have newsletter subscriptions. Why? Because we spend so much, giving so much discounts to Groupon or etc., or even in marketplaces or Facebook ads. You are paying so much for people to come to your website. Regardless, they convert or they purchase something from you or not, you still need to capture them. So the best part is, in the website, I recommend you guys have a newsletter subscription, a pop-up, which means that to subscribe to us now, you get 30% discount on your first purchase, 50% discount on your first purchase. Reason why 50%, let's say your margin is 40%, you give 50%, you still lose 10%, but it's okay. Because that particular person who subscribed and they purchase from you, if they really use that 50% discount, first thing, they already purchased from you before. Experience good or not is down to your service level, but they already know your brand, they have taken the first step. Alright? Then these customers, you already have their data. And that will depend down to how you increase the customer lifetime value. If that customers, you gather the data, you don't do anything, you purchase 100 ringgit, that customer lifetime value is 100 ringgit. But if you find ways to get them come back to purchase second part, or you bundle your products, that particular lifetime value is not 100, it could be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So 50% discount from a 100 ringgit product is just 50 ringgit. And you can increase the lifetime value of that particular customer up to unlimited, depending on your creativity and how personalized your promotion or campaign towards that customers. So newsletter subscription is a must, first thing, for all e-commerce basically. Then secondly, feature sales, like I mentioned, invest in it, either Photoshop designers or photography, right? Then third one is recovery plan. One thing I noticed, one thing I learned a lot from my own e-commerce is recovery plan. Because out of 100 orders, there are around 20 to 40 orders that is dropped. What I mean by drop is basically when they add to cart, then suddenly something happened, they just cancel the order, or they drop off, they press X button, or when they proceed to payment gateway, something failed, connection failed, or payment gateway server down, or anything, then they drop off. So what is your recovery plan for all these people orders? Right. So depending on e-commerce providers, some platforms they have all this, some they don't. So for my site, my own site, I actually installed the automation whereby someone drop off, then we will send an email to that particular person saying that we still have your cart saved with us with one product, and if you complete this order within 7 days, here is the coupon code for additional 10% discount. So this is one of the ways for growth hack. So out of those 20 to 40 orders that lost, you will roughly recover 5 to 10 maximum. 5 to 10, depending on the thing you give them. If you give them 90% discount, I think conversion rate will be higher. So it depends. So for my side, basically, I'm giving 15. So if you ask me what kind of percentage converts the most, I'll tell you 15% converts better than 20%. Alright. Reason why I asked before, because this data I actually get from, I actually tried myself, and I actually get from international marketers. Reason why, probably when we talk about giving you 10%, if that product is 200 ringgit or 350 ringgit, 10% I know it is not for me 25 ringgit. 30%, 25 times 270, 70. But when we talk about 15%, in their brain they hardly can know how much. So they will imagine minimum 10% also 35 ringgit, so 15% should be more. But they don't know the more is how more. So eventually they will just convert. So it's actually 50% have higher percentage to convert. And for recovery plan, if that email was sent to them 15 minutes before, maximum up to 15 minutes before after they drop off, it actually converts more comparing to after 15 minutes. So these are a few tips. And next will be after recovery plan, gather testimonials. When you have orders, when you ship to your customers, you let them know, come and drop a testimonial, take a picture, hashtag my brand, or etc. Gather testimonials. Gather already, display in your website. I'll show some example of what I'm actually doing later on. Then, clear guide for buyers. Okay, this one, at first I have a debate with my partner. Right? She said that, come on, people don't need to know how to buy from a website. They already know already. Then I said, but I saw competitors doing also. So end up I actually do, but I request a lot of questions, how to buy, macam mana beli, and so on. So ended up I created a guide. If you're paying by card, you follow this. If you're paying by online transfer, if you follow this. If you're paying by cash, you follow this. And then just do the guide, screenshot and everything. This only takes you one time. Then you can leave it there and you have this great sales. Alright. So have to have a very clear guide for your buyers because we don't know. We expect people will know, but eventually there are still a lot of people is not so IT iterated, so they don't know how to buy. Right? Then the last one is what you want them to do next. Alright? So what you want them to do next is basically after your recovery plan, they buy from you, you do testimonials and etc. What you want them to do next. So a lot of e-commerce actually stop here. That's all. I'll ship the product to you, that's it. So another suggestion is when you ship the product to your customers, put in a voucher code. Thank them, message from CEO, etc. Thank them for the purchase. Follow us on Facebook. Here's your voucher code for your second purchase, 20% or etc. Get them to come back. So this helps you to increase your customer lifetime value. At the same time, it will be endlessly. Means they come second time, then you give them another new code and so on. So this process, even if you don't want to buy, they'll give their friends to come and buy. Alright, this works especially well for marketplace orders. Because some marketplace, they don't disclose your brand or the customer's email. So you cannot blast them newsletters. You only have their contact address. So maybe you can send a physical card to them, but hardly will do that, right? So you cannot get their email address. So how do you actually able to capture them? When you ship out the orders from marketplace, include a code, get them to come to your website to purchase the next time. Then, yeah, you get the data from them. Alright, so these are a few growth hacking tips that I want to share. So next is, this is the one I'm talking about. So basically, you gather comments, screenshot, you come out to the page like what our customers have said about us. So you can see that all screenshots, I can tell you all these screenshots is all my friends. Right? It's all my friends. But of course maybe out of 10 got one is real customers. But my friends' comment or reviews actually help me to get additional 40 customers. This is the main part. That's why social proof is very important. And one more thing that you notice up there, I actually mentioned that when our customers feel really happy when they receive their parcel from us. And 8 out of 10 of them eventually tell their friend about us. Although this is not true, I don't think it's 8 out of 10, but you already implant something to them. When they read this, 8 out of 10 actually recommend you guys to their friends. Okay. Next time when their friends ask, hey, where you buy this, you don't anywhere to buy that particular products or this casing, because you already implant this, they will recommend your brand. So this is more to the psychology of the thing. Alright, so these are a few tips that you can actually use. Then, yeah, this is a Facebook fan page. So you can see 5-star reviews, how many, and so on. Right? Then, yeah, one more thing is remember to reply to all comments. In Facebook, when people comment, PM, they ask you questions, people give you feedback, always reply to them so that people can see, wow, this really got customer service. It's not like opening a store, leave it there, wait for sales. So people know that you guys are from, okay, I want to buy from you professionals. So when you reply to them, if it is a review, you can just reply to them. But if it's an ads or they commented you, remember to tag them. Alias, their name, then only you reply to them. Why? Because when you reply like that, they will not see it. When you tag them, Facebook will have the notifications who mentioned your name in the comment. They will come in and then they read the comment. So although comment is not what you want them to read, basically sometimes just thank you only. Right? But you get them to visit again, your brand exposed to them one more time. So as your brand keep on exposing to them, then you create a subconscious marketing towards them, which means unintentionally or they don't know by themselves, they already implant your brand or your products or your service into their brain. Anytime customers ask, their friends ask, or they want to buy, they will think of your brand first. Right? So these are a few tips. Then, yeah, this is the buying guide, credit card, online banking, cash. When you click on it, it shows step by step how to use, what's next, click what, etc. Right? Then last tips. Okay, what I mentioned is if this is a basic, let's say you have 1,000 of clients, everyone is spending 100 ringgit. 1 year they do transactions, this is what you get. But imagine if you're able to growth hack and increase 10% from each, alright, you will get 1,100 customers. Everyone spend 110 ringgit, then 2.2 transactions per year. Eventually, there's 33.1% growth of your yearly revenue. So that is a lot when you're doing a lot, maybe 10, 30, 6 figures or 5 figures. 30% extra is a lot, and you only need to grow hack or do all this to increase 10% on each. So that will be the end of my slide. Any questions? If no, then